Defaults and late payments on commercial real estate debts are rising, and property values are declining. The crisis isn't contained within the US. It's spreading to countries like Japan, Germany, and beyond. Major banks like New York Community Bancorp, Japan's Azora Bank, and Germany's Deutsche Bank AG are preparing for significant losses tied to their investments in US commercial property. If the crisis spreads to Europe through smaller banks, it could echo the 2008 financial crisis. The turmoil in the US commercial real estate market is sending shockwaves worldwide. Let's break down its impact on the global real estate market. What's happening in the US real estate market? It's linked to issues such as reduced office demand and overbought apartments during the peak of the COVID pandemic. Defaults and late payments on commercial real estate debts are rising, and property values are declining. The sector is experiencing its most significant price slump in the last 50 years, with concerns mounting about maturing debt and declining property values. What's making the crisis worse? Rising borrowing costs driven by efforts to curb inflation are exacerbating the situation. Many US leaders, particularly regional banks, are feeling the strain as property values plummet. How is this impacting other countries? The crisis isn't contained within the US. It's spreading to countries like Japan, Germany, and beyond. Lenders globally are bracing for losses as real estate prices decline, sparking concerns about wider financial repercussions. Who's feeling the pinch? Major banks like New York Community Bancorp, Japan's Azora Bank, and Germany's Deutsche Bank AG are preparing for significant losses tied to their investments in US commercial property. The ripple effect extends to Switzerland, South Korea, and even Canada. What's the outlook? The scale of the crisis is still uncertain, but economists like Gary Shilling warn of a bubble beginning to crack. Others predict sizable office losses, raising concerns about more defaults as landlords struggle to repay loans. How might this impact the global financial system? If the crisis spreads to Europe through smaller banks, it could echo the 2008 financial crisis, while the Federal Reserve sees it as a sizable but manageable problem. Concerns remain about its potential impact on smaller banks and regional economies. What about economies like Pakistan's? For now, economies like Pakistan remain insulated. However, there's a risk of indirect impact if the crisis spreads, echoing events from nearly 16 years ago. And that's the snapshot of the global real estate market. To get the detailed analysis, make sure to read the complete Dawn Business and Finance story